Hello, my name is Tamara, and I am a paramedic and fire safety educator with the Kansas City Fire Department. In addition to running medical emergency calls and fire emergency calls, the fire educator office, which is underneath the fire marshal's umbrella, we go out into the community to do risk reduction, and that is from anything to distributing smoke detectors for free, installing them, as well as also teaching hands-on CPR to our schools and other businesses within the community. Today I am here to talk about the importance of fire safety. Did you know that if you have a working smoke detector in your home, your chance of dying in a fire is reduced by 50%. And did you also know that 49% of all fires start in the kitchen when we're talking about a home setting? So today we're gonna give you some tips for kitchen safety as well as discuss smoke detectors. So by the end of this video, you will know how to check your smoke detector, how often you need to check your smoke detector, as well as some kitchen safety tips. So let's dive into it. For kitchen safety, we first want to make sure we are not leaving food unattended. Food on the stove is the number one reason fires start in the kitchen, because we just kind of forget, we walk off, we try to do other things and multitask, but we really need to just focus on one task at a time while we're in the kitchen, and that is to cook, and just making sure we are aware of that. We also want to make sure that we are not having flammable materials on the stove, such as oven mitts, towels, and food packaging. That is also a very big thing. Another tip that is very useful is when you have your pots and skillets on the stove, you want to make sure you are turning those handles inwards. This is going to prevent individuals from being able to inadvertently knock them down, or even young children pulling down items off of the stove. And in case of grease fire within the home, we never want to use water. What you want to do, you want to take the lid of the pot and you want to put it on top. Okay, and that will help to smother the flame. If you do not have the pot lid available, you can also sprinkle baking soda on the flame to help smother it out. And let's get into a little bit of electrical safety, because that's also kind of correlates with kitchen safety. You want to make sure you are checking for frayed or damaged wires within your home. This is you checking your appliances. If you notice that you are constantly having to readjust a cord or wire while it is plugged in because it seems to be some kind of short in it, you need to remove and replace that immediately, okay, because that can also cause a fire. We want to make sure we are not overloading our outlets, and especially this time of year where we are putting up our holiday decorations, overloading your electrical outlets causes it to produce heat, and that can potentially put your house at risk for an electrical fire. Another thing, we do not daisy chain. Daisy chain is connecting multiple extension cords or power strips together, and this will also cause some overheating. So we're going to go to some questions, and I will answer them for you. So how often should you be checking your smoke detector? So you want to check your smoke detector at least monthly to ensure it's in working order. And we want to check the batteries of the smoke detector at least twice a year. It is easy to remember this if you correlate it with daylight saving time. So I have a smoke detector right here, and it's probably not going to focus very well, but depending on what model you have, will show you where the testing buttons are. So the testing button to test the smoke detector is right here. All right, so you want to make sure you are testing it at least once a month. Another good thing to look at Keep your smoke detectors free of dust, debris, cobwebs. You can vacuum these out, okay? If it's overloaded with dust and other particles, this can make the efficiency of the smoke detector decrease. Another question. So, in terms of fire drills, how often should you be practicing fire drills within your home? So, you need to practice your fire drill with your family at least twice a year, okay? And this is going to ensure that everyone in the family is ready if that emergency ever occurs. In addition to practicing your fire drills twice a year, you want to make sure you are doing different scenarios in that drill testing. So let's say for the first fire drill of the year, you practice if it was a fire upstairs. For your next drill, maybe you practice it downstairs, okay? So if the fire originated from a different area, you just want to kind of remain cognizant of that. What if an article of clothing you are wearing catches on fire? We want to immediately stop, drop, and roll. We stop immediately because we don't want that flame to get additional oxygen, okay? You drop to the ground to prevent it from the flame from rising up. We do not want it rising up near our head or our faces. And then we roll on the ground repeatedly back and forth to smother that flame out. In addition to that, while you are rolling on the ground, we kind of want to make sure we are protecting our face as well as our nose and our mouth, which protects our airway. So as we wrap things up today, remember that fire safety and prevention begins with knowledge and action. In the kitchen, we want to remain aware and vigilant by not leaving the stove unattended while cooking. For electrical safety, remember not to overload your outlets. And while you are conducting your fire drill, remember we are doing that at least twice a year, so your family and yourself can be prepared. Remember, it is everyone's responsibility for fire safety.